Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a full face of first impressions. I've been wanting to do this for so long and I'm so happy I finally got the chance to do so. This is the look I came up with. It is sort of neutral but also sort of like intense and dramatic in a way. And then with a little bit of like gold on the eyelids, it looked a little bit more like, it looks almost like olive, I think, in real life. So if you guys are interested, keep watching this video and I will talk to you later. First of all, please excuse my hair. I'm going to dye it back to like blondish, like light pink tomorrow. I've just kind of given up on it right now. I don't have anything to say about it. So I'm gonna start off by moisturizing my face with the Decay Rehab Makeup Prep Hot Springs Hydrating Gel. Jesus, that's a long name. Okay, so it's like encapsulated water, I guess, and it's supposed to lay really nicely under the makeup. Hydrate, balance and energize post-cleansing, made for prepping skin for makeup. This moisturizing gel has an ultra lightweight, watery feel and absorbs easily. I like the packaging of the new skin prep from Urban. It doesn't really smell like much. Let's see what it feels like. It does feel like basically water. This is kind of different for me because I'm usually the kind of person who likes to just moisturize like with a really heavy moisturizer. So this is kind of interesting. Let's try and blend it in. It feels like actual water on my face, which is kind of strange. It feels like nothing, I don't know. This is weird. It's like, for some reason it doesn't really want to go into my skin, I guess, I don't know. Okay, I've just let it sit on my skin for like a minute or something. It feels still kind of a little bit wet. It's a very strange feeling. I've never really tried any like moisturizer like this before, but after it kind of went into my skin, it did feel pretty good. So I'm not sure how to feel about this yet. So Urban Decay also sent me the Liquid Aura Illuminating Mixing Medium, which is basically like a mixing medium for your foundation. So if you have a foundation you want to be a bit more glowy, I can imagine this being so good with the Naked Skin foundation. You just apply a few drops of this into the foundation and mix it together, apply it to your face. I don't really wanna, I'm gonna wear something different today, so I don't wanna affect the foundation by mixing this in. So I'm actually just gonna apply it to the high points of my face and see what it will do. Oh wow, this is like really gooey. Ugh, this looks really gross. Okay, let's try this. So I'm gonna just apply a few dots on like the high points of my face. Ugh, that was more than a few dots.
Maybe a little bit more here. And there, and maybe a little bit here as well. Perfect. Beautiful.
Okay, so I'm just gonna blend that in with my fingers on top of the moisturizer or like water gel kind of thing. I'm not sure this is how they intended it to be used, but this is just the way that I'm doing it today. I feel like this blends into my skin really nicely though, so I'm sure you could use it as like a base for other products, or if you just want like glowy skin without having to wear powder or foundation, I think you would actually be able to pull this off. So the brushes that I'm gonna use today are all from Sigma. They sent me a few of their single brushes and also their basic eye kit. I've never really seen a foundation brush like this before. It's like a 3D kabuki brush, which looks really strange. I don't know how this is gonna apply my foundation, but I'm excited to find out. And the foundation that I'm gonna be using is the Revlon Airbrush Effect Foundation. I bought this when I was really self-tanned and I knew I was going on vacation, but I don't feel like I'm really that tan anymore, so I hope it's gonna actually match my skin. I will just apply it directly to my face like this. I heard that it was one of their most illuminating foundations, which I really like a lot, so I'm excited to see how it's gonna work. The shade is definitely a little bit too dark for me. What shade is this? I don't even know. It doesn't say what shade this is. I'm sorry, I think it was number 5 or something like that. I actually really like how this brush applies the foundation. I always apply a little bit on my ears as well. It looks very natural on the skin. Can you guys see the difference? It still looks just very natural on the skin. I kind of like that a lot. I really like this way the foundation looks. I think it gives like a very nice, natural kind of dewy finish. And I like the way this applied a lot. So far I pretty much like all the products that I've been using, except for maybe the skin rehab like moisturizing thing. That was a little bit strange. Okay, onto concealer. I also decided to go with the Revlon Colorstay concealer. I have a feeling the shade will be a little bit too light on me though, but I kind of like that intense highlight. This shade is 02 light. Yeah, 02 light. The one thing is like very hard. I feel like a little bit of my redness kind of, I always look so crazy when I look like this. I feel like a little bit of my redness is still showing through because of the foundation, so I should either have like built it up more or just like maybe had put on a darker concealer. I don't like applying my concealer with brushes, so I'm actually just gonna be using my beauty blender. I'm sorry. I feel like that didn't do anything. I mean, I can tell on my monitor that it's like there, but like in real life it looks like there's nothing. This is strange. This makes no sense. What's this called again? Colorstay? I don't feel like any color is staying though. I don't think I like the concealer. I don't think it looks that good. It looks very natural, so I guess if that's the look you're going for. But I prefer concealers that are like very full coverage. No, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. To set the concealer, I'm going in with the Decay Illuminating Translucent Pressed Beauty Powder, which is like a slightly shimmery kind of powder kind of deal. I don't know how to explain that. So it looks just like a normal translucent powder with a tiny amount of color, but it has like tiny sparkles. So I'm going to use the Sigma Large Shader E60 brush, just picking some of that up and pressing that onto my under eye. Does this look like very shiny? I'm not sure yet. Oh my god. I'm not sure this was a good idea. I feel like I should have used this on the rest of my face and then maybe used like a matte powder. It actually does look kind of like a highlighter a little bit, but it feels very lightweight, which I like a lot. I think it would be beautiful on like highlight places. I think maybe it covers like, maybe it just has a little bit too much sparkle for like under the eye. I'm also gonna use it on my forehead. I'm not sure if this is like picking up too much light. I'm not sure. I'm gonna use it just on my nose here. You can definitely see like the tiny sparkles. I think I kind of like it actually. And something I'm really excited about is the Decay the Velvetizer. I saw this reviewed on a few different YouTube channels, and especially Tati's video was just like so interesting. So I'm really excited to try this powder. I actually just put out a little bit on my hand and it feels so incredibly fine. It's just like so soft, and I think it's gonna look really natural on the skin. I'm taking the Sigma Large Powder F20 brush just to pick up some of this powder and apply that to my foundation. One thing that's really cool about this powder is that you can use it because it's so fine to mix in with your foundations. Decay recommends Naked Skin Foundation just to kind of boost like the coverage and make it just a little bit more thick in consistency, also a little bit more matte. That's not usually what I go for, but if you are the kind of person who likes to have matte foundation, I'm sure that would be a really cool thing, that you'll be able to set it and also mix it in with your foundation. It doesn't really look too matte on my skin. It just feel like it just kind of set the foundation. The next product I'm so excited about trying because I've heard so much good about this. I swatched it once just to see how it would feel, but I've had it in my kit for like, I think over 2 months, just waiting to do this video. It is the Jouer powder highlighter in the color Citrine. I can't wait to put this on my face. I'm just gonna do it right now.
That is so pretty. Oh my god, I love this color so much. I think I might die. Oh my god, it's so intense. I'm so happy right now. Oh my god, I love this, I love this, I love this.
I'm going to apply it on my cupid's bow, on my nose, other side. I love this color. I think this might be one of my new favorite highlighters. It is so pretty. I'm going to apply a little bit on my collarbones as well. This is so pretty. This is probably the favorite product I have tried yet. Besides the foundation, I really like these two. I think it looks so beautiful. I was just looking at myself in the mirror and I just absolutely hate this concealer, and I absolutely hate this powder on top. I don't know if I can actually zoom you guys in enough for you to be able to see what I mean, but it looked like such a mess. I look like one of those tin men who like paints themselves silver because like everything is just so textured and shiny. I don't like that at all. I think I used it so wrong. Okay, I've been sitting here just hating my concealer so much for the past few minutes, so let's move on to some contouring. I'm gonna be trying out the Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette. It's like a double palette, so you have a row with powder products, so like powder bronzers and highlighters, and this row is cream products, so you can do more of like that as well. So I'm gonna go in with these two colors, mix them together and apply it as a contour color. I just lightly tapped the palette and this came off, so I would say a little bit of fallout. Let's see how it works. It's definitely pigmented. I'm going to apply a little bit just on my forehead to warm it up a little bit. Okay, so besides the fallout, which is pretty intense, I would say, can you please focus? So like if I go like this, it has just like lots of fallout, which I could live without, but it does feel pretty smooth on my face. Obviously I haven't tried these yet, like the cream products, but I really like the powder products in this palette, except for the fallout, which it didn't have any fallout when it came to my face. Like it wasn't like hard to blend or anything, but I don't like that it has so much fallout in the palette. But I think that's the only con, and plus that like some of the shadows are like loose, so I'm afraid that if I bring this with me like traveling, it will probably break them. But I'm gonna use the cream products in a different video so we can test that out as well. I have been saving this bronzer for so long now. It is a YSL Les... I think it's called Les Sahariennes something. Bronzing Stones, I don't know. I got this in like winter time and I just wanted to save it for like a first impression video, so I'm so excited about trying this today. It's almost too pretty to break, but I guess I kind of have to just for the sake of this video. I'm gonna be using the bronzer with a fan brush just because I like that light application that it gives you. Okay, this is like a very shimmery bronzer, I think. I'm just looking so glowy and stuff. Oh my god, it smells like perfume. It smells like the YSL lipsticks. I love that smell. I like that it doesn't give up too much pigment, so it's like a very sheer bronzer that you can build up. I love the smell of this, and I think it has like a nice warm undertone. Maybe if you're like super pale, this would be a little bit too orange, but if you're like same skin tone as me or a little bit darker, I think it just gives your skin like a nice sort of like natural glow. It is definitely a little bit more of like a shiny bronzer. So if you don't like that and you're wearing some matte ones, I don't think I would recommend this one, but I think it looks very beautiful on the skin. This is what the skin looks like so far. I think it looks very like airbrushed in most places. I definitely love the way the foundation still sits on the skin. I think the powder products all look beautiful, except for like the concealer and the powder under the eyes and the forehead. I think that looks really textured. This part of my face, I just want to wipe it off. I hate it. It looks just disgusting. I feel like all texture I have here is just like so bad. So moving on to brows, I am just gonna do my normal shape. I can't do my brows unless I have a little brow pen, so I'm using my Decay brow beater. This is my favorite brow pencil that I have ever tried. So I'm just gonna do my usual shape and then I'm gonna fill in with a new product. I have now roughly outlined the shape that I want for my brows. I always use like brow pens and maybe like a brow pomade from like Anastasia or something. I used to love to do my brows with powder products and now I just hate it. I don't know why. I think it's because my brows have just gotten a little bit like stronger throughout the years. Like I want them to be more full on. And I always feel like with brow powders, it's just like so weak. So I'm trying out this brow powder from MAC. It's called the Lingering Great Brows Kit. So let's give it a go. I think I'm gonna go in with the darkest shade here. I'm not gonna be using the little brushes that were in here because they usually really suck. So I'm gonna be taking the Sigma small angled brush instead, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of All Nighter setting spray from Decay on top, just to make the brow powders just be a little bit more intense. I'm nervous about this. This brush is amazing. I love this a lot. I think for so many like brushes, especially like angled brushes, the problem is that they're always a little bit too soft or not sharp enough, but this is definitely doing the job really well. I think this actually works pretty well. I'm kind of shocked. Okay, I'm not hating this at all. So I'm gonna just dip into the little bit lighter shadow here. And instead of going this way, I'm just gonna put it on like this, so it will be more of like a lighter color. I like to have lighter brows at the beginning here. Okay, you know what? This isn't bad at all. I don't know if it's the brow powder from MAC or it's the brush from Sigma, but this together actually works pretty nicely. I'm definitely gonna do this again, I think. I'm kind of nervous about this part of my brow because it like never really wants to do anything, but I will be right back. You know what? I love this. That was so easy to do. I even got the brows like super sharp, and usually I can't really do that unless I do like concealer afterwards, but I don't even feel like that's necessary right now. I'm super impressed. Moving on to eye makeup. I'm not actually sure that I used this before, but if I have, I just don't remember when it would be. It is the NYX Cosmetics Proof It Eye Base. It feels really wet. And I will just blend this in with my finger. It actually blends pretty well. It just feels really wet at first, which I don't really like. So I have quite a few new eyeshadow palettes that I want to try out, but I was just sent this Jean-Michel Basquiat X Decay eyeshadow palette, and it is so beautiful, so that's what I'm gonna be using today. It comes with like a really big mirror here, so you can actually do your makeup while, oh hello. And I think just the design of this palette is super beautiful. I'm just gonna start out by taking Enigma, the first color here, on a Sigma Table Blending brush. I will just use this to set the eyeshadow base because I don't know how this works. I think what I'm gonna do is like a warm sort of halo kind of eye. So I'm gonna take Influence, which is this color right here, on a Sigma E55 brush. I will just spray my brush with a little bit of setting spray from Decay again. And I'm just gonna be dabbing this on the center of my eye. It's actually a little bit darker than I thought. I think I'm gonna go into Crown, which is like the nice yellowy gold in the bottom, just to highlight a little bit and make it a little bit brighter. And I'm gonna do the exact same on the lower lids using the E30 brush from Sigma as well. I'm really impressed with all these Sigma brushes. I think they're like so nice to work with. And I'm just going to take Levitation, which is this nice like taupe-ish neutral, just to put that in my crease with the E40 brush. I just want this as like a nice transition color before going in with my favorite, which I think you guys can already guess. Yes, it's this one. So pretty. And now for the fun part. I'm gonna be taking Not For Sale on the E70 brush, and I'm just gonna be starting my sort of halo eye kind of look. This is really nice for just pushing shadow into specific areas. So like I want the outside and the inside of my eyes to be the darkest. And they're just like extremely pigmented as always. I'm gonna go back in with the E40 brush, just have a little bit of Not For Sale on that, just to blend into the crease, and I'm gonna start from the outside and blend up and in, trying to connect the eyeshadow just a tiny bit. I'm just going in with a little bit of Crown again from the bottom here, just to kind of reapply some of the gold to the top part of the lid. And on the same brush, I'm gonna take Not For Sale on the outside of the eyes and apply it until I get to where I put the gold color. And then go in here. I'm just taking the big fluffy brush again and blending all together, just to make it a little bit softer and more diffused. And one thing that I've noticed is that I still have no fallout, which is amazing. So I think I might actually apply a little bit of the red eyeshadow to my waterline. And I'm just going to be using the Sigma E05 brush to just highlight the inner corner and under the brows. I'm going to take the Jouer Citrine highlighter once more on the E55 brush, just throwing that right in here and right up here as well. I have been so scared about trying this liner for so long, so I think like now is a good time to actually just do it. It is the NYX Cosmetics The Curve Liner in the color Jet Black. I'm just gonna be going for, oh, this is really difficult. I'm just gonna be going for my usual like intense cat eye. I feel like it's a little bit dry. It's not my favorite. It's not that hard to use when you first like get the hang of it, but it's a little bit too dry for my liking. I prefer liquid liners that are more like true liquid liners. This is just a little bit like on the dry side. But I'm actually not too bothered about like the way you can hold it. I don't think that's bad at all. So here we go. I don't think it's the worst liner I've ever used. I just feel like it's a little bit too dry. So I'm gonna do the same on the other eye and I will be right back. I will be using the YSL Babydoll Mascara today. I know this has been super like raved about and it's like been super popular. I've had this in my stash for like 6 months and I haven't used it yet, so I think today is a good time to open a new mascara and try it out. It looks like a very normal wand. What I prefer in my mascara is just like really long lashes, because like I don't really care about volume because I always wear fake lashes anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. I don't feel like there's like the biggest difference yet. I have other mascaras that gives better effect, I guess. You know what? I actually kind of like this. But I always feel like with mascaras, it's more about technique than mascara itself. So I feel like you can buy something for half the price or like 1/3 of the price and it would still be just as good. It looks nice, it's very black, and yeah. Okay, so I just applied some lashes. I didn't really have any new brands to try out, so this is just an old pair of MAC 48 lashes. I've been trying to find like a lip product that is new and that I haven't tested, and all of them are like colors that don't really match. So I found NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream that I haven't tried yet, and I'm thinking that might be cheating, but I don't also care because like I want something to look good with this eye makeup. So this color is called Stockholm. I think just to add a little bit of contrast from the lips to like the face, I'm gonna apply the NYX Baked Blush in Chiffon. Like that. I don't have any new setting sprays with me, so I'm just gonna be using the all-nighter one from Decay, just all over the face. I was trying to melt off like the awfulness around here. So I'm just gonna let this dry. I just took my hair down, put in some earrings, and this is the finished look. So far so good. I think I like most of the products except for probably like the powder, like the illuminating powder and the concealer. I think everything else worked pretty well. Not the biggest fan of the liner, just because like that's not the kind of liner that I prefer, but everything else was kind of impressive, especially like the brow products, like the brow powder and the Sigma brushes, which is like so good. So I also just wanted to show you guys what the makeup looks like in daylight or like natural lighting. So I think it does give the skin kind of like a very smooth texture. I love how pigmented the eyeshadows were, and I think the glowing products from Urban are just like really beautiful. So this is what it looks like in a natural lighting. Okay guys, it has been a few hours. Well, quite a few hours. All in all, everything is holding up pretty well. I love the foundation, love the eyebrow products. I think all in all, this has been pretty good. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will talk to you in my next video, and thank you for watching.